Do You Stuttering Tech here, and today I'm reviewing the Amazfit T-Rex. I've owned many smartwatches over the years, and at this point it's safe to say that I'm a smartwatch boy. The Amazfit T-Rex is one of the latest smartwatches from Amazfit. Now, alongside the Amazfit T-Rex, there's also a T-Rex Pro. Now this watch, I must say, is the lightest and most comfortable smartwatch that I've placed on my wrist. Now let's talk about specs. It weighs just 58 grams or 2 ounces with the strap. It has a 1.3-inch AMOLED color screen with Corning Gorilla Glass 3 and an anti-fingerprint coating. It also has always-on display. It has built-in high-precision GPS. It's 5 ATM waterproof up to 50 meters, up to 20 days battery life. It has a 390 milliamp hour battery, which charges in about 2 hours. 14 sports modes, Bluetooth 5.0, and a heart rate sensor. Now, before we take a tour around the watch, I just want to mention that this watch has military standards. It meets military standards and has 12 military certificates. It also comes in a few colors. This color that I have here is the rock black. It also comes in army green, camel green, and khaki. So now we're going to take a look around the watch here. And as you can see, I already have always on display turned on. And this is the 1.3-inch AMOLED display with Gorilla Glass 3 on top. Around the watch, you have some text here with select, back, down, and up, which is for these buttons here. These are metal buttons. Now the watch itself is made, basically the body of the watch is made from polymer. And I don't know what that means, but yes, to me it feels like plastic, but it says polymer. And the buttons are metal and the screws are metal. The watch band itself is rubber, and on the back you have the heart rate sensor and the charging pins. These two silver pins is for charging. I do want to mention one thing I don't like about this watch band, and the watch band is fine. It's the best watch band I've ever. To me, on my wrist, my wrist doesn't sweat when I have this on, and you can see all the holes on this watch. It's I guess because of all these holes, it keeps your wrist from sweating because there's a lot of air coming through from these holes. And now you can adjust this watch to basically anyhow you want, because you have a lot of spaces here compared to any other smartwatches I've had in the past, which didn't have enough. I had to either make my own or buy a bigger smartwatch. Sometimes the watch band they come with doesn't even fit my big giant wrist. Now we're gonna go and just take a look in the watch. So you can press the button, which is the select button to get in. The touchscreen is very responsive. As you can see on the watch face, this is not the default watch face, but this is just one that I put there. And you have my step information. I've done 34 steps since I woke up. It shows you the date, the day, the time, of course, how many calories burned, your distance, and your heart rate as well. If you swipe over to you come over to the left, you have your notification. If you swipe over to the right, you have all your apps. You have your status, your PAI, don't know what that means, heart rate, workout, activities, weather, music, alarm, event reminder, timer, countdown, find my phone, compass, and the settings. If you swipe up, you have as you can see, I have 34 steps, and basically the how many miles I've walked and calories as well. You have the heart rate, and here this is basically like a dashboard. You have you have the current weather. This is like a flashlight. You can actually use the watch as a flashlight. And you have so now this watch claims it can go up to 20 days of battery life. So to do so, you will have to turn on this power saving mode. So it says when power saving mode is enabled, the watch will only record steps and sleep time. So you activate it or you don't. So that's how you will get 20 days out of this watch. You also have a do not disturb. You have an automatic brightness because it does have an ambient sensor. And you can use this screen lock. Press the top right button to unlock. So it has screen lock on it. So there's a whole list to unlock it. This is the top right button. I'm pressing it and nothing's happening. Okay. All right. Press the top right button to unlock. Oh, so you just press it once. You don't press it and hold it. I should have known this. I've had this watch for a little over 2 weeks, and I guess. And so if you want to change your watch face, you will hold on the display and swipe until you see the one that you want. So by default, I think there's only 2, and I added this one right here. Now, if you want to add more, you will go ahead into the app, which I will show you in a bit. So now let's go over to settings and see what we have in there. In settings, you have, I guess, your watch face settings. So that's another way of getting to the watch face. You have screen on duration. You can from 6, 8, or 10, 12, 14, so up to 14 seconds. You also have your quick startup, which I've never went into. So workout status, heart rate, weather, notifications. So you have the quick startup. You have your always on display, which I've turned on. And then you have digital watch face and you have pointer watch face. I went with digital. And then you have your system information about regulatory and reboot, shutdown, and factory reset. So, that's all you can really do from the watch. So now we're looking at the app. It's called Zeep, formerly known as the Amazfit app. In Zeep, when you come in here, you're greeted with your step information, your calories, sleep. But I haven't used this to sleep with, at least not in a while. I'm not the kind of person that goes to sleep with my watch on. It shows you your heart rate, your PAI, I don't know what that means, and your sleep score. And when you go over to your to enjoy, you have alarm clock, event reminder, find device, watch face, relatives and friends, target settings, incoming calls, alerts, app alerts, vibration modes, unlock screen, and not supported by the currently activated device. So I guess other watches will use all these other features, but the list just keeps going on and on. Now from here, you can choose your vibration modes for different apps if you choose to do so. You can also choose which apps you want to have alerts to be pushed to the watch from. As you can see, I have YouTube. I guess as you see, I just got a notification, a YouTube notification from SpawnWave, and this is how it will come up. So if I go back over now, it will show that I have it. It says app, and I don't like that it doesn't actually list the name of the app until you actually go into it. Then it will say it doesn't. But I know it's YouTube, but it doesn't list the name of the app. For certain ones, it'll just say app. And let me go back out of here. Yes. So inside the app, the manage apps, you can see I have WhatsApp, Amazon Shopping, Calendar, Duo, Google Pay, YouTube, and that's it. So now anything you put here, like say for instance I turn off the GPay, and because anything you tick will come up to the top. Anything that you check off will be on the top. If I exit out and I go back in, now Google Pay is not there at all. GPay is not there on top. So that's basically how it works. And you can add as many as you want. And you can tell it to only receive when the screen is off. as well. You also have your incoming call. You also you have to set this up. So incoming call alerts show contact information, which for some reason it does at times, and then this times it doesn't. Actually, it doesn't. Even though I've allowed this to have in the permissions, I allow the app to have my contact info, but it doesn't. It just pushes the number and not the name that I have set for that number onto the watch, which I don't like. I rather it just shows the name, but it doesn't. But it's not a big deal. You have your target settings. So you set your target step goals, your target weight goal, target calories per day, and your target sleep every day, which I don't get 8 hours. I sleep for 8 hours. I feel sick, which is not good because I was told at work that not having enough sleep can cause a stroke. But it's been so many years, and my body is not used to sleeping for more than, I guess, 5 hours. After 5 hours, I just feel sick, nauseous. So you have your event reminders. I have nothing. You can add something there, and you have alarm clock. Now, I do not suggest depending on this watch to wake you up. The vibration model in this watch is not that great, so I would never use this as an alarm to wake me up. It's not that great when like I said, when you're awake. It's better for your when you're awake and you want your app remind alerts and whatever. Besides that, no. Over in profile, as you can see, you have the Stuttering tech. I have the Stuttering tech profile here, and you under my device. You come here, you have all the same settings that you find under Enjoy, and you find more. As you can see, you have your Find Watch, which will just make the watch vibrate. You have a discoverable, and here discoverable mode, turning this feature on may slightly reduce battery life. I'm not really sure what this actually does. You have activity heart rate sharing. I guess it shares your heart rate. Turning on this feature allows smart devices nearby to get your heart rate data. I don't know why you would want to share your heart rate data with smart devices nearby. You have real-time data. Enable real-time data sync. So you can do that. Authorize, got it. Okay, so there's some things I have to do in order to enable this feature. It says authorization. Authorize the third-party access to real-time data first. So I guess there's some third-party stuff I have to do as well. You could change the band location from left wrist to right wrist. You also have lift wrist to view info, which I turn off because when I'm at work, my hand is constantly being raised, so the watch will just be on. The screen will just be on and off all the time, which will drain your battery even more. So I just choose to keep that feature off. You have heart rate detection. So you can choose detection frequency, and I set mine to auto, but you can change it. If you want to, you could turn it off, but I put mine on automatic heart rate detection, which also helps with the sleep tracking as well. But you can go ahead and set it up however you want. You have Find My Phone ringtones, so you can go ahead and put a ringtone. And I guess if I go back up to Find My Watch, nope, I don't hear any ringtones. I don't know what's the purpose of that. It says ringtones, but I don't hear any ringtones whatsoever. Maybe I'll have to figure that out somewhere. It says ringtones, but like I said, there's no ringtones, so I don't know. I haven't heard any noise coming from this, so I don't know why there's a ringtone. But yeah, you have watch display settings. You can choose all of these stuff that you want to be shown on the watch as well. But and there's a slew of settings on this watch right here, and you have your firmware and all that stuff. Now you can do updates. You can upgrade this watch right from the app as well. You can do your firmware updates, check for updates, which I already have the latest. I've received about 2 updates since having this watch. And yes, and then you have more, which basically gives you incoming SMS. You can turn that on, which I did, and global notifications, which I guess it just turned that on. And I mean, I'm not global, gold notifications. And I did this basically, watch will vibrate when you reach a goal. I don't know what's the goal? I don't know what goal. I don't want any kind of goal notifications. So yeah, so that's a rundown of the app real quick right there. And I believe, yes, something I'm missing right here is that you can share your data with Google Fit or some other apps if you choose to. I really don't remember where that is. Let's see. So it took me a while, but I went ahead and found it. You can go ahead and add the accounts, so you can share your steps and sleep and all that information with Google Fit, WeChat, and so on. And there's one thing that I forgot to mention. You have it's not here, but under profile and settings, and you have your idle alerts. You can go ahead, and if you're sitting for too long, it reminds you to take a walk or to get up. And yeah, like many other smartwatch that I've owned in the past. But overall, it's a good smartwatch. So now let me show you guys how to change your watch face. So now if you want to change your watch face, it's pretty easy. You want to add a watch face. You go to watch face, and you have a number of watch faces to select from. And for instance, say I want, I'll pick one to upload to sync into the watch. I'm going to go with this one right here, sync watch face. Now this might take a while depending on the size of the watch face. Now all the watch faces that I've seen are all in kilobytes. 128 kilobytes is this one, but there's some that take a while to install. So as you can see, this one's going to be a little bit faster than some of the ones I've done that is almost a megabyte in size. But there's one that even took me about 2 minutes. Took about 2 minutes to sync and install onto the watch itself. So it's going to sync and it's going to take a little time, but it will install. And as you can see, it's finished. It says watch face synced successfully. Now, when it does that, it automatically sets that watch face as the default. It's an okay watch face. I'm not a big fan of this, but I'm going to go back to the one that I was using before. And well, I was using this one before. Actually, which the one? Okay. So it looks like it doesn't have that many that much space on this watch itself. So what it did, it kept the 2 default watch faces, and it erased the one that I had there before, and it basically uninstalled the one that I've had before and installed this new watch face. So I'll go ahead and I'm going to re-upload the watch face I had. It's a very good nice watch face. Is this one right here? It's called Night Spirit, and yeah, this one is 363 kilobytes, which is going to take a little time to sync and install. Are we going to just wait and see how long that is actually going to take? As good as the Amazfit T-Rex is, it's not a perfect watch by any means. Now, as I mentioned, the watch band not being able to be removed without using a tool, and there is the issue with the always on display. Now, in very good lighting conditions, low light conditions, you can see the watch, the always on display just perfectly fine. But when you're outside in bright sunlight, it's hard to see, or it's not even visible whatsoever. And that is not a deal breaker, because it's not something that is just common to this watch. Almost every one of my smartwatch goes through that particular issue, where the always on display is not visible in bright sunny conditions. So that's something to note. But when you do go into the UI and the auto brightness kicks up, you will see the display. You will be able to navigate through the UI and see the display just fine. It's just the issue in bright sunlight is with the always on display, being that it's at a lower brightness to save battery power. So that's the only other issue with this watch. And again, as I mentioned, it's not just common to the Amazfit. I don't know why I keep saying Amazfit T-Rex. But this is a good watch, and I'll leave a link in the description for this if you're interested in getting it. The price is $139.99, and there's also, I will leave a link to the Big Brother, the Pro version of this, in the description as well. I'm Andrew, your Stuttering Tech. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel, and leave your comments down below. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace. Ow.